Friends, I take some tzedakah, put it in a pushka on a special day as today. Now, today, Yud-Shvat, the 10th day of the month of Shvat, which in 1915, Tafshin Yud, the previous Rebbe, it was called the Rebbe Rayatz, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, left this physical world. Later on, the Rebbe took over his leadership. But for now, let's focus for a moment on the day of Yud-Shvat. Because as it says, the day of a tzaddik's passing is a day for us to contemplate about his life so that we should emulate him to a certain extent as much as we can. Now, how do we describe the life of a tzaddik? It's beyond this. But there's one particular quality which stands out and maybe encapsulates the life of the previous Rebbe. And that is one word, I should say two words. Mesirus nefesh, self-sacrifice. The Rebbe wasn't looking for self-sacrifice, but he had to have it throughout his entire lifetime, even as a little boy already. And this Mesirus Nefesh, this self-sacrifice, which covered the 30 years of his leadership, from 1920 on, had different stages and different challenges. But in each and every one, he confronted those challenges with selfless devotion and total sacrifice. His first 10 years of his leadership was in communist Russia, where he was single-handedly battling the powerful communist regime, where they wanted to eradicate all vestige of Judaism, and he did not allow it to happen. He nearly paid with his life. They arrested him, and there was a death penalty over his head. Miraculously, he was saved. And after that, he had to leave Russia because he couldn't function no more. And eventually, in 1933, he settled in Poland. And now he had to confront new challenges. Not the physical threats, but financial poverties, misunderstandings of other people who didn't understand his ways. Nevertheless, he established a chain of yeshivas, schools, and he was able to spread over there the teaching of Chabad Hasidic philosophy. But this was halted with the Nazi invasion. And in 1939, he spent the high holidays in bomb shelters in Warsaw. Miraculously, he was able to board the last passenger ship to leave Europe and arrive to the shores of the United States. Physically broken, in fact, partially paralyzed, arriving on a wheelchair. But the first statement that he made upon arriving, even before coming off the boat, he said, "My purpose of coming here is to prove America is nicht anders. America is no different. No different in terms of what? Of Judaism. The same good old Judaism practiced in the old country in Europe, the same Judaism is valid and important here." And immediately set out to change the landscape of America at that time. He opened schools, boys' schools, girls' schools, yeshivas, mikvoes, created numerous publications, and so on and so forth. All that to create a new movement of Teshuvah, a movement of people, American boys, American Yankees, as they were called, to become Yankelech. Not Yankees, but they become Yankelech, Yaakovs, to learn and study Torah. In fact, It's interesting, just his name, the two names I should say, Yosef and Yitzchak. They're both related, they're both connected to the redemption, to Mashiach. The pasuk says, "V'hoya b'yom hahu," and it will come on that day. Yosef Hashem Shenis Yodoi. God will again extend his hand and take possession of the remnant of his people, bring him back to Eretz Yisrael. The name Yitzchak, which represents laughter, happiness, we say before Birkat HaZamazon, Oz Yimal Yitzchak Pinu. At that time, at the time of Mashiach, we will be filled with happiness. So, Yud-Shvat, a day where the light of Yosef Yitzchak shines, may we have this ingathering in the Beis HaMikdash with Mashiach.